Why is it that when you finally start living a healthy lifestyle, your body feels at its absolute worst, painful and exhausted? That isn't sickness. It's the toxins accumulated over 60 years rising up for one last stand. If you rush to suppress it with medication, you are slamming the door shut on your only chance for true rebirth. Hello, friend. I am Dr. Ethan Marshall, a 60-year-old specialist from the United States with over half my life dedicated to the career of natural health care. Before we begin today's story, I want to share a truth with you that might leave you stunned. That moment when you feel your body is at its worst, most painful, and most exhausted when starting a healthy lifestyle is actually not when you are getting weaker, but it is the most glorious moment when your body is striving to revive from the ashes of toxins accumulated over decades. Before I explain this interesting paradox in more detail, if you feel these heartfelt sharings from an old friend bring value to your journey of reclaiming your youth, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button, like, and share this video, so I have more motivation to produce quality content to serve our community. Returning to our story, there is a paradoxical phenomenon I frequently witness in my patients, people in their 50s and 60s like us. When they decide to change their lives by starting to eat healthily, drinking fresh raw vegetable juices, and eliminating processed foods. Instead of feeling healthy, light, and full of energy immediately as they expected, they are attacked by a wave of crushing fatigue, splitting headaches, heart palpitations, or even itchy rashes all over their bodies. The general psychological reaction of almost everyone in this situation is extreme fear and confusion. They tell themselves that this method is wrong, that they are severely nutrient deficient, or that this aging body cannot withstand such a drastic change. Because of this instinctive fear, the majority hurriedly stop, return to old eating habits, and immediately take a painkiller to end the discomfort. They believe they just saved themselves from an illness. But my friends, the heartbreaking truth is that they just missed the single golden opportunity for the body to repair and regenerate itself. Because those uncomfortable symptoms are not sickness, but the cry of awakening, a sign showing that the vitality within is rising up to clean the house of the body that has been neglected for too long. To help me understand your experience better, please reflect and answer this question. If tomorrow you start eating clean and feel a severe headache, what will your first thought be? A. I am sick, or this method is harming me. Or B. My body is detoxing and I should be happy about it. Please leave your choice of A or B in the comments section so we can discuss it together. To truly grasp what is unfolding within our bodies during these challenging moments, I invite you to join me in a visualization exercise to view this issue through a deeper, more philosophical lens. Imagine your body as an antique home that has stood resiliently for 50 or 60 years. In this house, while we have lived our daily lives in the visible areas, like the living room or kitchen, there remain dark, hidden corners, the basement, the chimney, or the storage room, that have never truly been thoroughly cleaned. Layers of time's dust and the waste of the past lie dormant, accumulating thickly in nooks and crannies, hiding beneath seemingly clean rugs, eventually becoming part of the very structure of the house itself. When you decide to change your lifestyle, begin a wholesome diet, or practice fasting methods, that is the historic moment you decide to throw open the windows to let the sunlight in and pick up the broom to perform the greatest deep cleaning of your life. Just try to imagine what happens the moment that first broom stroke sweeps vigorously across that dust-laden floor. Undoubtedly, dust will billow into the air, clouding the once still atmosphere, making you cough, stinging your eyes, and making you feel suffocated and short of breath. Far more so than when you simply left that pile of trash undisturbed in the dark. This is the true nature of the so-called healing crisis, a process that is not a sign of weakness or disease attacking you, but rather an active agitation to expel residues from the body. Professor Arnold Ehret, the great master of natural healing, left us with a profoundly insightful definition. Disease, as commonly understood, is not an external enemy attacking us, but is essentially the body's desperate yet necessary effort to dissolve, burn off, and eliminate the mucus, waste, and toxins that have taken deep root within our biological system. The aches, fatigue, or uncomfortable symptoms you are experiencing are the cries of liberation, the friction generated when toxins are peeled away from their safe havens to enter the bloodstream and find a way out. The most important thing I want you to etch into your mind is the clear distinction between a state of disease and a healing crisis. Ordinary disease is the collapse of the body when it is overloaded and exhausted, whereas a healing crisis is a glorious sign of abundant vitality. It is only when your body has accumulated enough life energy, what we call vitality, that it possesses the courage and strength to undertake this non-invasive major surgery, accepting the disruption of the old order to establish a new, cleaner, and healthier one. As we delve deeper into the microscopic mechanics of this cleansing process, there is a miraculous yet challenging truth I want you to grasp. During this crisis, your body acts as a time machine, traveling back into the past to confront and resolve remnants you thought were long forgotten. Do you remember the painkillers you hurriedly took in your 40s to soothe back pain, or the strong doses of antibiotics from your childhood whenever the weather changed? Natural medicine has shown that those chemicals never completely vanished from your body at that time. Instead, they often sought refuge deep within fatty tissues, clinging tightly to intestinal walls, or accumulating in the liver like stubborn, uninvited guests. When you embark on the journey of eating clean and cleansing, you are unlocking these secret vaults, causing toxins and old pharmaceutical residues to dissolve and be forced back into the bloodstream to find an exit through the elimination organs. And it is this very blood, carrying a massive load of toxins, passing through your nervous or cardiovascular systems that triggers sensations of discomfort, palpitations, or fatigue, exactly as if you were truly ill. To verify this, you do not need expensive testing equipment. You simply need to follow Professor Arnold Ehret's advice regarding the magic mirror, which is to look at your tongue every morning when you wake up. A thick white or yellow coating covering your tongue, accompanied by foul breath, is undeniable proof that your stomach and intestines are expelling massive amounts of mucus and waste. A sight that, while not pretty, is a celebratory signal of detoxification. Furthermore, Dr. Bernard Jensen often reminds us of Hering's Law of Cure, a great healing principle asserting that all true recovery proceeds from the inside out, from the head down, and especially in the reverse order of the symptom's original appearance. This means that during the body's self-repair process, you might suddenly revisit joint pain from 10 years ago, or asthma you thought had slumbered since adolescence might return to greet you for a brief moment. Like rewinding the tape of your life to repair at the root, the injuries we once only knew how to temporarily mask with medication. Therefore, when the ghosts of the past come knocking at your door, please do not panic, but rather understand that this is when your body is conducting a magnificent purge, accepting a temporarily clouded bloodstream in exchange for eternal purity hereafter. For there is no rebirth that does not come with such painful yet meaningful labor pains. When the storm of the healing crisis hits, shaking both your body and mind with aches or crushing fatigue, the first human instinct is often panic, seeking immediate relief. However, I urgently advise you to calm down and take correct actions based on a deep understanding of your own biological mechanisms to safely and effectively overcome this challenging phase. The first and most important thing, even though it may sound contrary to the modern society's concept of nourishment, is that you need to temporarily stop consuming solid foods immediately. Because remember that digestion is one of the most energy-consuming activities of the body. And in this critical moment, Your body needs to focus all that precious vitality on eliminating toxins and repairing internal damage. So forcing your stomach to work right now is no different than forcing someone who is exhausted from cleaning the house to carry a heavy sack of rocks on their shoulders. Instead, make friends with glasses of warm water mixed with a little lemon and honey. A simple remedy, but one containing extraordinary cleansing power that I and my predecessors have always trusted. Because the alkalinity and natural organic acids in lemon will act as solvents to help neutralize the toxins flooding into the blood, while also thinning the layers of long-standing sticky mucus so they can flow out more easily. However, merely diluting toxins in the blood is not enough. You need to throw open the body's most important emergency exit, which is the colon, a place currently turning into a fierce battlefield filled with the waste of the past waiting to be expelled. Dr. Norman Walker's advice on using colon enemas to support the body during this phase is incredibly sound and necessary, because if this main exit is blocked, toxins cannot escape but will be reabsorbed back into the bloodstream, creating a vicious cycle of toxicity that causes your fatigue and headaches to drag on endlessly. Therefore, proactively cleaning the bowels will help immediately relieve pressure on the liver and kidneys, bringing a sense of relief that you can feel almost instantly. Finally, I want to send you a most stern warning. From the bottom of a physician's heart, absolutely do not use Western pharmaceutical drugs to suppress the uncomfortable symptoms occurring, because the act of taking a painkiller or fever reducer at this time, while bringing temporary false comfort, is actually the act of slamming the emergency exit shut, locking the thieves named toxins inside the house of your body forever, turning a precious healing opportunity into the seeds of more serious chronic diseases later on. So please bravely face it and support your body to complete its magnificent work. Finally, when we have equipped ourselves with enough knowledge and methods to face the challenges of the cleansing process, the deciding factor for the success or failure of this entire journey lies not in advanced techniques, but precisely in your mental attitude toward the changes taking place within your body. I urgently implore you to completely change your perspective on aches or fatigue. Do not view them as enemies ravaging you or signs of collapse, but welcome them as positive signals of revival, viewing them as an inevitable and sacred part of the process of restructuring life, much like labor pains, painful yet full of hope, signaling the impending birth of a new life. In this sensitive phase, the most important virtue you need to cultivate is profound patience. Learn to calm your mind like a master gardener who understands the laws of heaven and earth, that one cannot force a seed just sown into the ground to blossom and bear brilliant fruit overnight. Your body has taken 50 or 60 years to accumulate thick layers of toxins buried under erroneous lifestyle habits, so demanding that it cleanse itself completely and repair fully in just a few short days is irrational and goes against the laws of nature's operation. Give your body the respect, time, and space necessary for it to perform the miracle of its inherent biological intelligence. Rest, breathe deeply, and trust absolutely in the path you have chosen, because I guarantee you on my honor as a physician that once this fierce storm passes, the sky of your health will become clearer and more radiant than ever before. You will not only regain your inherent balance, but also feel a profound lightness spreading through every cell, a clear and lucid mind like never before, and an abundant vitality flowing through you, elevating your quality of life to a new height. That is the most deserving reward for the courage, wisdom, and perseverance you have expended to overcome this pivotal crisis phase. The journey to reclaim health at age 60 is not always smooth, but the appearance of a healing crisis is the clearest evidence that your body is reviving. The aches, fatigue, or feelings of discomfort are not signs of disease, but the voice of life striving to eliminate toxins, mucus, and pharmaceutical residues accumulated over decades By understanding this mechanism clearly, you will no longer be afraid, but instead find peace of mind and patience to support your body through rest, drinking warm lemon water, and colon cleansing. This is the pivotal phase to re-establish a solid and enduring foundation of health for the years to come. View every discomfort during the lifestyle change as necessary labor pains to give birth to a healthier version of yourself. Instead of rushing to use medication to suppress symptoms, listen to your body, allowing it the time and space to heal itself. Immediately apply the practice of drinking warm water with lemon every morning and perform colon enemas when necessary to help the detoxification process occur more gently and effectively. Have you ever experienced fatigue or aches when starting to eat healthily? And how did you handle it at that time? If you want to delve deeper into natural healing methods and receive detailed instructions, please fill out the form in the description section to receive a completely free ebook on healing health. Don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and share this video with interested friends so we can spread a healthy and peaceful lifestyle together.